Greetings, dear friends. This is a video guide for the Axicube Shift electronic angle gauge, which mounts onto a Picatinny rail and comes with two different mounting diameter options. The 6th rod is designed for the TSPROF Pioneer device, and the 8th rod is intended for all profile devices. Let's begin the assembly. Install the stop with the Picatinny rail, then install the fixed stop and secure it using the hex key. By 2 millimeters, install the Axicube Shift. And insert the connecting coupling until it touches, then tighten it using the wing screw. To swap the fixed stop with the Picatinny rail, you need to unscrew the ball screw from the Picatinny rail, E1. Next, unscrew the locking screw from the fixed stop, N2, and then screw it into the Picatinny rail to complete the installation. We turn the fixed stop into a movable one and install it onto the rod. Note that in this way, it will rotate freely. Next, we install the stop with the Picatinny rail onto the rod and secure it with the screw, tighten it, and install the axis shift club. Please note that in this position, the closer stop will rotate freely around its axis. But once the abrasive stone is installed, it will be securely fixed in place. Let's move on to assembling the 8mm holder. We install the closer stop, then the stop with the Picatinny rail, secure it with the wing screw, and install the Axicube Shift electronic angle gauge. If we need to swap the closer stop with the Picatinny rail, we unscrew it using a hex key. There is a 2mm locking screw with a ball, and in its place we install the wing nut from the zip kit. First, we install the stop with the Picatinny rail onto the rod assembly, then proceed to install the Axicube Shift and finally set up the fixed stop. Secure it on the rod with the wing nut and the abrasive holder. It's assembled. Insert the guide rod into the hinge assembly and install the abrasive travel limiter. To calibrate the angle gauge, you need to move the left clamp as close to the center as possible. Place the calibration prism in the clamp of the device frame, tighten it with a hex screwdriver so that there is no gap between the jaw and the calibration prism. Place the Axicube Shift on the prism and use the sharpening angle adjustment. Achieve a position where there is no gap between the prism and the angle gauge. Turn on the angle gauge by pressing the power button. Hold down the power button for 6 seconds until the symbols start blinking on the screen. Then briefly press it again. The display will show a value of 14 degrees. Calibration is complete. When you turn the angle gauge on again, calibration will not be required. However, if you move the device to another surface, calibration will be necessary. To avoid deviations in the angle gauge readings, when the battery is low, the display will show LO. In this case, the angle gauge needs to be charged. The device is charged via a USB Type-C port, and a single battery charge lasts for 24 hours of continuous operation. A full charge takes 15 to 20 minutes, with a current of up to 0.5 amperes and a voltage of 5 volts. For uninterrupted operation, the device requires monthly charging. After securing the knife in the clamps and installing the abrasive stone, turn on the electronic angle gauge. Then, using the electronic angle gauge readings accurate to 1/10 of a degree, we set the sharpening angle. After finishing work with the angle gauge, you can turn off the device by pressing the button, or it will automatically turn off after 2 minutes. The angle gauge is mounted on a Picatinny type rail and can be removed from the rod to reduce the load on the abrasive. To replace the battery in the Axicube Shift electronic angle gauge, you will need a 1.5mm hex key. Unscrew the 2 screws securing the cover on the side of the electronic angle gauge body, remove the anti-vibration plug from the compartment, carefully take out the wires connecting the battery to the device and disconnect the connection. Carefully remove the battery and replace it with a new one. Connect the contact connectors and place everything back inside the battery compartment. Install the anti-vibration plug and secure it. The cover. The device is designed to operate at temperatures from +5 to +35 degrees Celsius. If you found this video helpful, give it a like, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask them. We will definitely answer them in the comments under this video.